Good morning. Welcome to the online section, first 8 weeks of bioethical issues in sociology. I'm Dr. Myers, Dr. David Myers. I will be your instructor. And over the next 8 weeks, you've got quite a bit of distance to travel. But as I said, welcome. This video will outline my expectations of you, what I expect of you as a student um, in this class. Now, this is an online course, and so you're going to have to be proficient using your computer and especially utilizing D2L. There's not a whole lot I can do to teach you how to use D2L. If you don't know how to use it, you're going to need some help, and you can get that from your IT section on campus. You can, of course, email me or call me and ask questions, but if it is of a technical nature, I may or may not be able to help you. In that case, it's going to be the IT section. But let's talk about the class in general. First of all, spring, accelerated, January. Well, I've got January 23rd. See, there's the first mistake. The syllabus says 23rd. It's January 13th through March 7th, 2014. Now, we'll find some mistakes like this. I must have typed it incorrectly, but January 13th, Monday, which is, I assume, the day that you're looking at this. And so through March 7th, 2014. I'm not going to read every line of the syllabus. What you should do now is go to D2L, well, obviously you already have, you're watching the video. Split the screen and look at the syllabus at the same time, or print it out and look at the syllabus at the same time. But first we have course description. I'm not going to read that. We're going to talk about measurable course outcomes. You are going to be competent in some areas that maybe you haven't worked with as much up to this point. Critical thinking. You're going to be able to gather factual information and apply it to a given problem, especially in this course where it's very, very case study intensive. That brings me, this is your textbook. It's Bioethics, Principles, Issues, and Cases by Lewis Vaughn, and this is the second edition. If you have the first edition, that's okay. Either one will work. It's hard to order the first edition, but if you already have it, you can use it. Going through this book, you're going to see that it's very, very, very case study intensive. I mean, everything seems to be in terms of case studies, and so critical thinking is necessary if you're going to gather information from case studies. You're going to be able to imagine and seek out a variety of possible goals. And you're going to be able to recognize and, even more importantly, articulate the value assumptions that underlie and affect decisions, interpretations, analyses, and evaluations made by ourselves and by others. Let's see. Now I'm going to measure and assess competence in the following manner: required reading, objective examinations, a writing project. You're going to have case studies and discussion boards. We will go into all of these more fully, but for now, those are the ways that you earn your grade. You've got required reading, you've got discussions, and so on. Now, it used to be that I would actually give 10% of your grade, and that would be tied up in required reading. I've stopped doing that. The reading is very important. You need to be able to do and keep up on the reading in order to keep up on the discussions, the examinations, and everything else. But I just didn't feel it was worthy of me to give 10% of your grade based on your reading. You should be doing the reading simply because you're taking the course. And so 20% of your grade comes from discussions. Each student will begin a thread for each section and you'll respond to 2 other threads per section. Now, we'll talk about how the course is split up into sections more later, but for each section, you need to make at least 3 discussion board entries. This will help you get more involved with your classmates, because being an online course, how much interaction do you have? And it will help make the material more practical. It'll pull it off the page. The postings must be thoughtful and they must be detailed. One sentence postings, especially, oh, I completely agree with what you said. That's not going to cut it. You need to look at what is written on the board, and then you need to make a thoughtful, insightful statement about it. Each posting needs to be completed by the end of the exam cycle that you're on. And we'll go over the schedule more in a few moments. But discussions, 20% of your grade, 4 sections, and each section's discussion is worth 5 points. The whole course is split up into 100 points. And so 5 points is quite a bit. It's very substantial. Now, not only do you need to make these 3 postings per section, but you're responsible to read every posting that's made. That's part of your grade as well. And so, each post is worth 1 point, and then reading the posts is worth 2 points. And so if you say you do your posts, but you read 3 of them, and D2L tells me what you've read and what you haven't read. And if you haven't read them, you get a 0 for that section. You'll get, say you make 3 posts, that's 3 points, but that's all you'll get out of 5. Now, say you read the post and make no post of your own. Well, that's 2 points that you'll get. So please keep up on the postings. Now, I know it says that they're due by the end of the exam cycle, but don't wait to the last minute, because you won't be able to respond, and your classmates won't be able to respond to you if you wait to the last minute to make the posts. Read the chapter, make your posts, and don't limit yourself to just 3. 3 is what I'm going to grade you on, but if you want to really get anything out of this course, you've got to get involved. They call this a soft course, and what I mean by soft isn't necessarily that it's easy. The reading is incredible. You've got a lot of reading to do in only 8 weeks. What makes it a soft course is that you're not doing anything practical. You're not building anything. You're not doing any clinical rotations. But that still makes it very important for you to get involved. And so, again, the reading is incredible. You're going to have to make a lot of effort to keep up on the reading, especially since you've chosen to take an accelerated course. But discussions, 20% of your grade. Exams. The course is broken, as I said, into 4 sections. Each section has an exam. Each exam is worth 10 points, so that's 40% of your grade on exams. We'll talk more when we get to the schedule, but what happens is I will open the exam on a Monday night, and it will close on the next Monday. You'll have a 7-day window to take the exam. Now, the exams are tough, but because they're tough, I've made it fairly easy to study for them. I have a series of practice exams that are open always, and you can take them as many times as you wish. And the exam questions are taken directly from the practice test questions. What you see is what you get. Your exams are open book. They are not open note. And so I'm relying on your code of honor, your sense of honor, that you will not just print out the practice exam questions and use them to ace the exams. Put the time in. This is a class in ethics, and so I'm relying on each and every one of you to stick to that code. But that's the exams, 40%. Case studies. There is a case study assigned for each unit. Complete it and put it into the appropriate drop box. Each one is worth 5 points. You have a term paper, a writing project. The student is to write a term paper on an ethical topic. Other than abortion, abortion is off the table. Anything else is up to you. Paper needs to be between 7 and 9 pages, written in APA format. Of course, that means double spaced, and with a title page, an abstract, and a selected bibliography or a works cited page that is not included in the required pages. So if you write a 7-page paper, there's going to be, 10 pages total involved. You need to cite at least 3 sources other than the textbook, and this needs to be within the body of the paper. Failing to turn in a term paper is an automatic fail. You might have done perfectly on the exams and you might have turned everything else in, but you'll still fail if you don't turn in a term paper. The paper is due 7 March, which is Friday, 2014. That is, I think, the last day of the course. Hold on, let me check. Last day of the course is March 7th. So I will have to get your grades in over the next week, which is spring break, and I'll be sure to do that. But if you can get your paper in earlier, that's even better. But it is due on the 7th of March. I will obviously won't take papers after the 7th since the course is over at that point. I will, however, keep the D2L from closing for an entire week after the class closes so that you can check on your grades. All assignments need to be turned in by the due dates. Exams need to be taken during the exam periods unless you make arrangements with me in advance. Grading, 100 total points, A, B, C, D, F, fairly simple. 90 to 100 is an A, and so on. Now let's talk about the course schedule. I've stated in the syllabi, and I've mentioned it several times, that the course is divided into 4 sections. Each exam will be open for a 7-day period. You could take the exam whenever it's convenient for you. You don't need to have a proctor, and you don't need to go to the library and take it. You could take it at home. As I said, no proctor, and you don't need to use the Respondus tool. But I am counting on you not to use your notes or to use any sources other than your textbook to take the exam. Here is the schedule. 20 through 27 January is exam 1, and it covers chapters 1 and 2. 3 through 10 February covers chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6. The 17th through the 24th of February. My birthday is the 17th, and so you should all take it in honor of my birthday. But 17th through the 24th is the 3rd exam, chapter 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 3 through 7 March, exam 4. Now, that cycle is shorter. It opens on a Monday and it closes on a Friday simply because the course ends at that time, so you only have 5 days. Term paper, again, is due on the 7th. Failing to turn in the paper will result in failing the course. Now, if there's some reason, some legitimate reason that you can't take the exam on a scheduled date, contact me and we'll see what we can do. If you want to take it early, contact me. We'll see what we can do. But pretty much you need to stay on target dates because that corresponds with the discussion boards. Now, by the 27th of January, you are responsible to have read chapters 1 and 2 and completed case study 1. All postings for the discussion board need to be made and read by the 27th of January because on the 28th, I will grade. On the 10th of February, the same thing for Section 2. On the 24th of February, the same thing for Section 3. On the 7th of March, everything needs to be turned in. The course closes at midnight, and grade Section 4 items I will do over spring break. And so, you need to get those turned in at that time. Now, I said you need to be familiar with D2L. First of all, you'll notice on your syllabi that my number is there. My phone number is on the syllabi. Also, my email address is on the syllabi. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if you just want to chat, just call me. Students will call and they'll say, "Oh, Dr. Myers, I'm so sorry to bother you." You're not bothering me. This is my job. I get paid to do this. If it wasn't for you students, I wouldn't have a job. I'm grateful to you, and my time is your time. Call me, email me. I check my email several times a day, and I will respond to it. If I don't respond to it, something's wrong. Call me or email again, and I'll get right back with you. Um, that being said, before you call me with an issue, go over D2L. My pet peeve is when I go to a lot of trouble to put all of this information out there and then students won't read it. If you go to where it says materials, click on content, hopefully it pops up, and my internet is taking forever to do it. But read each and everything in D2L. It will answer 99% of your questions, and then that saves you won't be making a call about something that is already answered on D2L. But anyway, go to where it says content, and you'll see course information, and that has the syllabi, and then introduction video, which obviously you found your way there if you're watching the video. Then go to assignment information and click it. Then click on assignments. You will find under the assignments the instructions for the term paper, instructions for the discussion board, instructions for examination, instructions for extra credit, case study 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everything that you need to know, you will probably find right here. Additionally, you'll find chapter PowerPoints. All of the notes from the textbook are right there, and you can print them out, use them however you wish. But let's go back to the assignments. Assignment information. Instructions for term paper. If you click it, it will tell you the topic of the term paper is to come from somewhere in the field of bioethics. It can be, for instance, on the ethics of bioengineering various strains of cattle, asking if it's ethical and making a case for both sides, then presenting your opinion, or on any topic which interests the student. It can't be overly broad, and it can't be too narrow. Additionally, I've already said this, I'll say it again, abortion as a topic is off the table. Why? Because in the last 10 years, I have read thousands of papers on abortion, and I can't take it anymore. So no abortion is a topic. But then it gives you APA format, 7 to 9 pages, yada, yada, yada. But I link to a couple of excellent sources that will help you with APA formatting. At the University of Wisconsin, also Purdue, if you go to the Purdue OWL, there are some excellent topics there. 3 citations, use at least 3 references, not including your textbook, when it's due, and then the last comment, use either Arial or Times New Roman font size 12. Now, I don't want any fancy title page. You should follow the APA guidelines. Name, date, topic, school. That's it. I don't want fancy pictures. I don't want graphs. It's not like Calvin and Hobbes, where his teacher has him write a book report, and he waits to the last minute, and because he turns in a really crappy paper. In fact, all he does is his topic is on bats, and if you've read it, you'll remember he makes the Batman logo, and then but because he puts it in a fancy plastic binder, he thinks that he's going to get a better grade. Well, follow the instructions. Don't embellish it. I don't need any fancy graphics on the title page. The abstract, you need to put an abstract. And then, your works cited pages. Just follow the rules. 11 or 12 font, preferably 12. Times New Roman or Arial. No whirly gigs or whirly things. The paper, think simple is better. And again, it has to be turned in. So that's your instructions for the term paper. Let's go back. Instructions for the discussion board. It will tell you each student is required to post at least 3 times on each section, and it gives you instructions. It even gives you dates that they're due. So what I'm saying is, if you carefully look over um, D2L, it should answer 99% of your questions. That is it. Again, you have chosen to take an accelerated version of bioethics, and that may seem right now like trying to drink from a fire hose. We are going to cover in 8 weeks what normally we cover in 16, but you can do it. I have confidence that you will be able to keep up with the reading. And again, if you have any problems, any questions, any concerns, call me or text me or email me, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. At any rate, welcome. It should be an exciting semester, and I really look forward to working with you. Have a great day, and don't work too hard.